Hello everyone. In this class, let us start with module number 5. Where in the module number 5, we have that some machine tools and CNC machining, as well as some robotics part is there. So first, let us begin with this machine tools part. So we will see what is it machine tools and why it will be made use and where it all will be made use. So you can see the first basic introduction for that machine tools. Several metal cutting operations are carried out to produce a mechanical part of a required shape and size. So meaning of this thing is to produce a mechanical part of required shape and required size. You all know that the materials will be available in that raw material form. So that raw material or that available material has to be given a final shape and a final size depending upon our requirement for the next use. So to do that, that raw material will be subjected to many of the metal cutting operations. So that is what they are telling here. So it will be subjected to many of the cutting operations to produce a mechanical part of required shape and required size. And this metal cutting operation may be carried out either by manually using hand tools such as chisel, files and saws, etc., or by using metal cutting machines. This metal cutting operation, or even you can call it metal cutting operation as material removing operation. So to get that required shape and required size, some of the material has to be removed. That is actually metal cutting operation. So this metal cutting operation may be done or may be carried out by using by using some tools. It can be done manually, or even that metal cutting operations can be done by making use of some machines. So manually it can be done by using some tools called as some chisels, files and saws. I think you might have heard about that AXA blades and all. So we used to cut some materials there. So that is manually it can be done, or even you can make use of some metal cutting machines to remove the material from that available or workpiece or from the given material, and finally we will produce a mechanical part of required size and shape. So next, when the machine perform the metal cutting operation by the cutting tools mounted on them, they are called as machine tools. So the main part of this module number 5 is some machine tools. So machine tool is like when a metal cutting operation done by the machine done by a machine on which it has some cutting tools and it has some space to hold the work pieces, and its entire setup is called as this machine tools. And we can see the definition now. This machine tool may be defined as a power driven machine which accomplishes the cutting or machining operations on it. So as I said, you can call that as cutting operation or machining operation or material removing operation. So you will see that as I said the definition of machine tool, you can see here it is the machine tool may be defined as a power driven machine which accomplishes the cutting or machining operations on it. Yes, that machine tool has to accomplish the entire cutting operations on it. For cutting operations, you all know that workpiece has to be fixed first firmly, and then the tool will be fed against that workpiece, and then when the tool comes in contact with that workpiece, that material will be removed, or unnecessary or extra material will be removed from the material, thereby which so we will get that component of required size and required shape. So this entire thing has to be done done on a machine by using, that is what, power supply. That is, that machine tool is a power driven machine which accomplishes entire cutting operations on it. So that type of machines are called as machine tools. So remember that it's a very simple definition. Next, we can see that various machines in which fundamental machine tools that are used to carry out most of the machining up process are given below. Let us see some of the machine tools, and we have some 4 different types of machine tools here, and then we will discuss which are only the machine tools which are there in your syllabus. First machine is, that is, lathe machine. I think I had given this as an example when we were discussing about power transmission devices, belt drives and gear drives there. I think I can recall that lathe machine, we have taken it as an example when we were discussing about that gear drives. Next is, we have the drilling machine, and this is the second one, this machine tool, and the third one is milling machine, and the fourth one is grinding machine. These are all that main, I can say it as some of the machine tools which can be used to perform some machining of basic machining operations. So first one is, as I said, lathe machine, second one is drilling machine, third one is milling machine, and fourth one is grinding machine. So out of these three, you can see that this drilling machine, as you all know, heard about this will be used for making of hole, or sometimes it may be used to increasing the diameter of already drilled hole, and even you can make use of this drilling machines for many other applications also, maybe to change the shape of the hole at the top, or even to change the shape of the hole at the bottom, or even you can to cut that inner threads. We can make use of the drilling machine for many of the application. Similarly, this milling machine is also a metal cutting operation used for making some slots, grooves and all those things. Grinding machine, again, it's a machine used to remove that excess material from the workpiece. So grinding, that is what actually grinding. And out now you can see that this machine is for particular application. Again, this machine is for different particular application, and this machine is only used for particular application. So but whereas this lathe machine, so this will be called as mother of all the machine tools. Reason is you can perform all the operations on this lathe machine. On lathe machine you can perform many operations, and even the machines which you use here for different applications, all the operations can be performed on this lathe machine. That's why remember that this will be called as, that lathe machine will be called as mother of all the machine tools. So next let us see what is the introduction for that machine tool, that is lathe. Yes, this will be the diagram for that actually lathe machine. Very simple diagram. It's a 3D view, it looks complicated there. In the line diagram we can write it very easily. We have the main base for this lathe machine, and on that base entire thing is arranged here. So this part is called as headstock. Headstock in the sense we'll be having all the power transmission devices and all. Yes, that is headstock, and also it consists of this chuck. The chuck is just to use to hold the workpiece, and this entire setup is called as headstock. We have chuck here. This is to hold the workpiece firmly, and this workpiece will be fixed into the chuck, and with this chuck will be made to rotate at very higher RPM. When the chuck rotates, definitely the workpiece will also get rotated, as that workpiece is firmly fixed into the chuck. And here we have, this is headstock, this is tailstock here. This will be used to fix that longer or slender objects. So the slender objects will be fixed, slender workpieces will be fixed between this chuck and this tailstock actually, will be used as a support at the other end. Next we have this tool post or entire carriage assembly. We have the tool post here. The tool will be fixed here, cutting tool will be fixed here, and will be fed against the rotating workpiece. I will show you a simple video for that, how that machining operation will be done with the help of this lathe. And this carriage assembly will move this, or will make that entire this setup to which causes a longitudinal movement of this tool as well as this entire setup. You can see here, and we have some guideways here. So this will make that entire setup to move the entire carriage assembly from this part to this point. And next again we have one more lever here, which will be used to move this tool or to feed the tool against the workpiece actually. So this workpiece will be fixed somewhere here, and there will be a gap between the workpiece and the tool, and this, with the help of this lever we can rotate this, and will make that tool to move forward, and that will come in contact with the workpiece, and thereby which will remove the material. We have feed rod, lead screws and all. These will be used in case of the thread cutting. And next we have that, this is the main lathe bed, on which you can see some that guideways, and which this carriage will move. So this is just the basic important components of this lathe. So in the next thing actually we'll come to the introduction of that lathe. So before going directly for this thing, that is first sentence is what I have given there. Let us see, I will define what is that lathe first actually. We'll come to third sentence. Let us understand what is that lathe first, then we'll go for all those things. Lathe is defined as a machine tool, is primarily used to produce circular objects, and is used to remove that excess material by forcing a cutting tool against rotating workpiece. So in the definition itself, you can clearly understand the working principle of that lathe machine. As I said, it is defined as a machine tool which is primarily used to produce a circular objects. Remember that lathe will be used to produce a circular objects. Even another operation, all other operations can be done on lathe, but specifically used to produce some circular objects, and is used to remove the excess material by forcing that cutting tool against a rotating workpiece. So the principle of this last point will tells you the principle of working of lathe machine, how that material will be removed in the lathe machine. thing is workpiece will be fixed between that headstock and the tailstock, or simply if it is of very small length workpiece, then it will be firmly fixed in the chuck and it will be made to rotate at very high speeds. And when the workpiece is rotating, tool will be fed against that is cutting tool will be fed against that rotating workpiece. When the tool comes in contact with the workpiece, the tool start to remove that material from the workpiece. So that is how that working principle of lathe. Anyhow, we have simple diagram for that. I will show you that thing also. So again, I'll go through that. It's a machine tool used to produce the circular objects and used to remove the excess material by forcing the cutting tool against a rotating workpiece. Next will come here. It's a machine tool which turns the cylindrical material, touches a cutting tool to it and cuts the material. So will makes that cylindrical material to rotate at very higher RPM, and then the cutting tool it touches means it makes that cutting tool to touch that rotating workpiece and it cuts the material. When the cutting tool comes in contact with the rotating workpiece, so that it starts to remove that material, excess material from the workpiece. So diameter of the cylindrical object may be reduced to the our required diameter. So that is what actually that lathe machine tool will do. So we can see here, I said this thing earlier itself, it is said to be the mother of all the machine tools. So reason will tell you. As I told that what is the reason why do we call this lathe as mother of all the machine tools. We can perform all the operations on this machine tools which can be done by other machine tools. So that's why you used to call this lathe as mother of all the machine tools. Drilling operations can be done, milling operations can be done, grinding operations can be done. So on this lathe machine itself. That's why we used to call this lathe as mother of all the machine tools. Lathe is the oldest of all the machine tools and most basic tool used in the industries. Yes, this is the oldest of all the machine tools, as well as this is the most basic tools used in almost all the production industries there. So that's why the lathe will play a major role in the machining part. Next, lathes are also called as turning machines since the workpiece is turned or rotated between the two centers. That is, it's what I said is headstock and live stock there. It can also be called as head center and live center or dead center there. So for that workpiece will be fixed between those two centers and that will be made to rotate at very higher speeds. That's why we used to call these lathes as turning, or you can call it as turning machines since the workpiece will be rotated between the two centers. Next is we have, it is so versatile that almost all the machining operations which are performed on other machines, tools like drilling, grinding, shaping, milling, etc. can be performed on it. Yes, this is why we used to call that lathe as mother of all the machine tools. So we have simple diagram to understand that working principle of lathe, and you need to write only this diagram if they ask about working principle of lathe. Write the chuck here. Chuck is a work holding device. Yes, this is the chuck, and this is a jaw which firmly holds that workpiece. So this is complete thing is workpiece. You can see here it has started, the workpiece is started from here. This is the one end of the workpiece, and you can see here this is the other end of the workpiece, and this part of the workpiece is already machined, means material from this part of the workpiece is already been removed. You can see here that is the like headstock here, and here it is tailstock, which will be used to support for this slender objects. Slender object in the sense is the length of that object will be very high when compared to diameter of that object. Or you can say it as when the length of the workpiece is more when compared to diameter of the workpiece, that kind of objects are called as slender objects. So you can see that slender object or workpiece will be fixed between this headstock and the tailstock. Tailstock is just for support, and then this will be made to, you can see that they have shown that direct rotation here. Workpiece will be made to rotate at very high speed, and then this tool, you can see here, will come in contact with this rotating workpiece and will remove the material from this workpiece. You can see here longitudinal feed is given and depth of cut is given. Depth of cut will be given based on that final diameter what we required, and you can see there this part is already machined, and the material which is removed, you can see there, will comes out in the form of chips. That is, the material which is removed from the workpiece will comes out, or you can say it as the material, excess material from the workpiece will be removed in the form of chips. The same chip they have shown here. This is the cutting tool and this is a workpiece. This is the entire thing is work holding device, and this is the tailstock. This is for support. So you can write this very simple diagram to explain the working principle of lathe. And next, in the next slide, I will tell you the working principle of lathe. Already I told a brief view of overview of that lathe working principle. You can see here. This is that workpiece. You can see there. So this is the cutting tool they have mounted here, and you can see there the cutting tool. This part of that workpiece is already been machined. So this is how workpiece will be made to rotate at very high speed, and tool will come in contact with this rotating workpiece. Next, we can see a few more things here. We have one video. I think I will show you that. Will at least you can clearly understand what is that. You will clearly understand how that lathe operation will be done. I will show a simple video for that. You can see here.
When in the machine shop lab, it is important that
These
you
are the
always
safety
wear safety
things you need to
glasses,
follow.
long
Safety
pants,
measures.
closed-toed shoes, and remove sweatshirt strings, and tie back long hair.
Here they will show
In this
some
video,
of the
we'll be
important
facing
parts.
the end of the stock, turning the outer diameter, and then parting the final part.
These all operations can be done, but we'll just show you some
Some
of the
key
important parts
parts
here.
of the manual lathe that we'll be using is the carriage, which
Yes.
controls the Z and X directions of the tool,
This controls Z
the
direction and X
chuck, which
direction of tool.
holds the stock,
Check to hold the machine workpiece.
and the headstock, which has the speed controls.
Yes, headstock, which has all the gear drives in it.
On the carriage wheel
can
controls
see
the Z direction
Z
of the
direction will
tool,
be controlled with the help of this. And we have a cross slide here. This card as cross slide.
and the cross slide controls the X
You
direction
can see here.
of the
X
tool.
direction of the tool can be controlled here.
Once you know the proper speed, determine whether the value is on the inner or outer ring of the dial. On the switch below, select low speed if the desired value is on the outer ring of the dial. After you've selected the inner to the left and use the dial, move the handle to your stock. The chuck key is needed to
Chuck
open the
key.
chuck.
Just to fix the workpiece into the 4-jaw chuck or
Insert
3-jaw
the
chuck
chuck
sometimes.
key into the chuck and
We
turn
have
to
3-jaw
open
chuck
it.
here. This is just a 3-jaw
Then
chuck.
insert the
Sometimes
stock
they will make
and
it a
make
4-jaw
sure
chuck
to
and all.
minimize overhang to prevent deflection. Once
So
the
this is how
stock
they are
is
fixing
secure, put the chuck key back.
Workpiece.
It is important to never leave the chuck key in the chuck.
As soon as you fix that, take out the chuck key.
For facing the end of the stock, a carbide facing tool will be used.
Yes, this is the tool. You can see
The
that they are
tool is
fixing it.
placed in the tool holder and then closed tight using the handle. Next, move the tool so that the tip of the insert is in line with the center of the stock, but not touching the stock.
To start the spindle so that it is spinning towards you, pull the power lever up. Move the tool in the Z direction to gently touch off with the workpiece.
Yes, you can see here.
Once contact is made, bring the
Workpiece
tool
is
toward
rotating
you to
at
complete
higher
the facing
speeds.
operation.
Yes, this tool is coming in contact with this workpiece here. So this operation is called as facing. Anyway, we have that many operations. We need to discuss that. You can remember that this is the facing operation. So you can see that the excess material has
It is
been removed in the
important to
form
wait
of
for the
chips.
chuck to come to a complete stop before touching the workpiece or tool.
You can see that these are the chips that have been removed. Excess material which is removed from this workpiece in the form of chips.
To turn the outer diameter, gently touch off on the outside of the workpiece,
Yes, this is now they will remove that,
then move
or you
the
can see it
tool
as.
away from the workpiece in the Z direction.
Now they will reduce the diameter. You can see there. That is turning operation that we will discuss in here. You can
Next,
see that they
zero
will
the
make some
cross-slide dial.
adjustments.
And then move the tool into the desired depth of cut.
And the depth of cut they are fixing here.
Once the desired depth of cut has been set, move the tool towards the workpiece in the Z direction
And
and
you
cut
can
to
see
the
this.
desired length.
Tool is moving in the Z direction. After giving the depth of cut, you can see that tool is moving
Once
in
the
the Z
desired
direction.
length has been reached, move the tool away from the workpiece at a constant feed rate to keep a good surface finish.
You can see that the diameter has been reduced here.
After the spindle has stopped,
So I
the
think
parting tool
this is
will
basic
be used
introduction
to
for you
part
people.
off the
This is enough.
workpiece.
Next, let us. I will show you this video once again. If you when you are discussing about turning operation, all again we have many other videos too. But still, this is a basic working principle of lathe. I think yes, we'll go for theory part of that introduction. That is working principle of lathe. You can see here. So in that working principle of lathe, it's a basically turning machine works on the principle that a cutting tool can remove the material in the form of chips from the rotating workpiece to produce a circular object. This thing already I told. Again, I will tell you that a cutting tool can remove the material in the form of chips from the rotating workpiece to produce a circular object. Next, this is accomplished in the lathe, which holds the workpiece rigidly and rotates them at high speeds while a cutting tool is moved against it. So here, as I said, write that simple diagram and then you just show that rotation of that workpiece. When the workpiece which is firmly fixed will be made to rotate at very high speeds, and then cutting tool will be moved against that rotating workpiece. Workpiece held rigidly by one of the work holding device known as chuck. This thing already told that work holding devices, that is chucks. They make use of three jaw chuck and sometimes they will make use of that 4 jaw chuck, and is rotated at very high speeds. A cutting tool held against the workpiece opposite to its direction of rotation, when moved parallel to the axis of workpiece, produces a circular surfaces as shown in the figure. The material of the tool will be harder and stronger than the material of the workpiece. This is compulsory. Material of the tool, or you can say it as tool material, should be stronger and harder than that of workpiece material. So otherwise, if the workpiece material is stronger than that of a tool material, there will be breakage of the tool may happen. That's why always when you are selecting the tool material should be harder and stronger than that of workpiece material. So this is regarding the basic working principle of lathe. What you need to write is that very simple line diagram of that lathe, and that working principle that I have shown in the previous slide. Yes, this. Yes, this diagram, you please write this, and after that you can write the working principle like the workpiece will be fixed or firmly fixed with the help of this work holding device called chuck, and then the workpiece will be made to rotate at very high speed. Then the cutting tool will be fed against that workpiece, and cutting tool will come in contact with the rotating workpiece, and as soon as the tool comes in contact with the workpiece, the excess material will be removed in the form of chips, and this longitudinal movement of the tool will be given, thereby which the circular object will be produced. Yes, this is basic thing is enough to explain that working principle of lathe. I think you all have understood that. Then let us next, after that, once we finish this basic principle, next let us move to this lathe operations, which are the different operations we have. So you can see that almost all the basic machining operations can be performed on lathe. Already I told this thing. All the basic operations can be performed on this lathe machine, and we have certain applications like certain process like turning operations, taper turning operation, next thread cutting operation, boring operation, facing, drilling operation, and this reaming operation, knurling operation, and milling and also grinding can be done with the help of this lathe. A variety of operations can be performed on a lathe, but a few of them are discussed briefly below. Means specifically we will do with the help of lathe machine, and that kind of operations will be discussed now. So these are all that operations can be done on lathe machines. Remember this, turning operations can be done. We will see in detail what is turning, what is taper turning and all. Next, taper turning can be done, thread cutting can be done, boring can be done, facing operation, drilling operation, reaming, knurling, milling, grinding. All these basic operations can be done by using this lathe machine. So let us move to one by one now. First thing is turning operation. This is the most important thing. So as we said, will be used to produce some circular objects. Yes, this is the diagram you need to write. Only this diagram. Need not to write that entire lathe diagram and all. If they ask explain that following operations, yes, please write this diagram, that is turning process, and this is a turning operation. Write this diagram, that is a work holding device called as chuck, and this is rotating, that is, it shows that our workpiece is rotating. And you can see here, this is the tool they have shown. Yes, initially the tool was somewhere here, they have shown with the dotted line, and it has been moved to this position. This is the workpiece, or you can say it as material, and you can see here this part of the machine is already been machined. So this part of the workpiece has already been machined, means material is removed from this part of the workpiece. You can see here, yeah, you can see here that is already the change in the diameter. Earlier it was this much of diameter of the workpiece, now it has been removed to this much of diameter here. So you need to write this simple diagram for turning operation. Next we'll go for explanation of turn. Figure shows the principle of metal cutting operation using a single point tool. Yes, it's a single point tool. We won't make use of any multi-point cutting tool here. It's just a single point cutting tool in case of lathe. And next, let us see how the turning operation will be done. Workpiece is supported in between the two centers, that is headstock and tailstock, which permits the rotation of the workpiece. That headstock and tailstock can also be called as, headstock is called as live center, tailstock can be called as dead center. Live center, dead center are headstock and tailstock. That is, they are making use of the more two centers. Don't get confused there. Headstock can be called as live center, tailstock can be called as dead center. Workpiece is supported in between the two centers which permit the rotation of the workpiece. So it will be fixed between the two centers and made to rotate at very high speeds. A single point cutting tool is fed perpendicular to the axis of workpiece to a known predetermined depth of cut and is then moved parallel to the axis of the workpiece. First, that workpiece will be fed, the tool will be fed perpendicular to that workpiece. Here you can see here, this is that workpiece, and here the tool will be somewhere here, somewhere at this point, and then it will be fed perpendicular to the workpiece first. Then means we will make the tool to come in contact with the workpiece. As soon as it comes in contact with the workpiece, then we will make the tool to move parallel to this workpiece. That is what they are telling in the second sentence here. You can see here, cutting tool is fed perpendicular to the axis of workpiece. First, we will make the cutting tool to move perpendicular, that is to come in contact with the workpiece, and then as soon as the tool comes in contact with the workpiece, then we will give that parallel movement of that tool with respect to axis of the workpiece. So once it comes in contact with that workpiece and is then moved parallel to the axis of the workpiece. So that is what they have been telling here. And next, this operation will cut the material which comes out as shown in figure. In the previous diagram they have shown that material has been already removed. This method of machining operation in which workpiece is reduced to cylindrical section of required diameter is called turning. Yes, this is the first definition you need to, or this is the first sentence you all need to write while explaining about turning operation. Remember that this is a definition of turning operation. Method of machining operation in which workpiece is reduced to cylindrical section of required diameter is called turning operation. This thing you need to write first. Once you write the diagram, then write this sentence, that is turning definition, then comes to this thing. Here, after the definition, write the workpiece will be fixed between the two centers and is made to rotate at very high speed. A single point cutting tool will be fed against that rotating workpiece and then it will be moved parallel to the axis of workpiece. And as the tool comes in contact with the workpiece, it starts to remove the material from the workpiece and the excess material will be completely removed. Then we will get that cylindrical section of that required diameter. Yes, that process is called as turning operation. Don't write anything other than that. Write a simple diagram, write some 4 points regarding this turning. First point is this definition. Then comes this one, how we will fix, workpiece will be fixed between the two centers, then made to rotate at very high speed. Cutting tool will be fed against that rotating workpiece, then moved parallel to that workpiece. Then as the cutting tool comes in contact with that workpiece, it will remove the material, and finally the complete excess material will be removed from that workpiece, and finally will produce a cylindrical section with the required diameter. Yes, you need to write only this thing regarding turning operation. If you know what is turning operation, then definitely you can easily write the explanation of it. So remember, if you record the diagram itself, you can remember what is a turning operation. So it's to produce a cylindrical section of required diameter, means diameter of the given workpiece will be reduced. That's it. That is actually turning operation. Next, let us move to this facing operation. Yes, you can see here, I think facing I already shown in the previous video there. So we have, you can see here, it is used to produce some shoulders, or you can see here, it is just making this surface, machining of this surface here, the side surface. So this is the workpiece you can see here, and you need to write only this diagram for this facing operation. You can, if you want, you can write that work holding device, that is chuck and jaw and all those things here. This workpiece is made to rotate at some speed, and you can see here the tool will come in contact with this surface, and then as soon as the tool comes in contact with this surface, it removes the material from this surface. We will see the explanation now. What is that facing? Facing is an operation performed on the lathe to generate the flat surface or some shoulders at the end of the workpiece. So you can see here it is to generate some shoulders or even to generate some flat surface at the end of the workpiece. So that is actually facing operation. As I said, write the definition of facing first. It is defined as an operation performed on lathe to generate the flat surface or shoulders at the end of the workpiece. Again, how they will do is, in facing operation, direction of feed given is perpendicular to the axis of lathe. Here we don't move the tool parallel to the workpiece. Here we will just move the tool perpendicular to the workpiece here. And then again, if you want, you can write that is workpiece is held in the chuck, and then the facing tool is fed either from the outer edge of the workpiece progressing towards the center or vice versa. Means here workpiece will be fixed with the help of that work holding device, that is jaws and chucks. Then we will make the tool to move progressively from outer end to the center or from center to the outer end. You can do it both the ways, and thereby which it produces the flat surface at the end of the workpiece. And even this facing operation can also be used to produce some shoulders at the end of the workpiece. Cutting tool is held by a tool holder in the tool post. That is already I shown that where the tool will be fixed into the tool holder. Next, after this facing, we have that knurling operation. In the knurling operation, you can see here, it is just making of impression or producing impressions on this. Yes, this is the knurling tool, actually a special tool. Yes, this is the diagram you need to write for this knurling operation. This is a work holding device. Workpiece is fixed firmly in this work holding device. Then it is made to rotate at very high speeds, and this is that that is support, that is tail sack, or you can call it as dead center. You can see here this part, and out of this entire workpiece, and this part of that workpiece, already that impression has been made. And here that impression, different types of impressions can be made, means by making use of some different tools. So this is the diagram you need to write for the knurling. Let us see what is that knurling here. Knurling is defined as an operation performed on the lathe to generate some serrated surface on a workpiece by using special tool called as knurling tool, which impresses its pattern on the workpiece. So here actually there will be a tool called as knurling tool, and the tool, it will be having some pattern on its surface. Means the tool surface will be having some pattern, different patterns, maybe some diamond pattern or some rectangular pattern. Many patterns or tools with many patterns are available, and we'll choose the required pattern or required tool. Then the tools which is having some patterns on its surface, that tool will be fed against the rotating workpiece, and then as soon as the tools comes in contact with the rotating workpiece, that impressions of this tools will made on that workpiece. So here actually workpiece will be made to rotate at very less RPM, not at the higher RPMs. Here we want that workpiece to be at lesser RPM, and thereby which when the knurling tool comes in contact with the workpiece, that impresses its pattern, that is pattern which are there on the knurling tool will comes on that workpiece when you press or when you apply the pressure over that tools. So that is how this knurling will be done. We will see how it will be done. A typical knurling tool consists of one upper roller and one lower roller, on which the desired impressions pattern can be seen. And next, the serration or impression pattern can be straight lines, or sometimes it may be angular, or sometimes it may be diamond pattern. That is that the impressions on that knurling tool, it may vary. And next you can see that is a straight pattern. These are the angular patterns, and this is the diamond pattern. So I think you all know that, as we said, there will be two rollers. You can say one is two roller, one is upper roller, another one is a lower roller, and you can see that we are in this operation, we can see only one roller here. So this roller will be having some impressions on it, maybe straight lines or some angular impressions on it. When it comes in contact with this workpiece, so that all the impressions will be made on this workpiece. You can see here, this is a serrated surface which has been produced on this workpiece actually. So this is just knurling will be used to done, or will be done to increase the grip of this workpiece actually. It can be, when you have some serrated surface on this workpiece, it can be easily hold, that is grip of this workpiece will be improved. So that is how that is why they will do the knurling operations and all. So you can see there, that is what the theory regarding knurling. Next we have thread cutting operation. So in the thread cutting operation, again you can see that the workpiece will be fixed with the help of work holding device, and is the support, that is dead center. Then the tool, you can see here, it is feeding against this workpiece, and these are already the threads which are been formed here, and the workpiece again rotating at some speed. So here you can see here, they have some as I said, that is lead screw will be made use in thread cutting operation. That is one of the important part of this lathe, that is lead screw will be made use in case of thread cutting operation. Let us see what is the theory on this regarding thread cutting. A thread is a helical ridge formed on a cylindrical or conical rod. This thread is nothing but the helical ridge which is formed on cylindrical or conical surface or conical rod. It is cut on a lathe when the tool ground to the shape of the thread is moved longitudinally with uniform linear motion, while the workpiece is rotating with some uniform speed as shown in figure. Means if you want to cut that threads, first we should select the tool which will be grounded, or you can say it as grinding operation of the tool will be done such that the tool tip should be in the same shape of that helical grid what you are going to produce there, that is the thread what you are going to produce. This tool tip should be in the shape of that helical thread we are going to produce, and then here that tool which is in the tool tip which is in the shape of thread is moved longitudinally with uniform linear motion, will be moved longitudinally, that is the direction of the tool will be done, while the workpiece is rotating with a uniform speed. Workpiece is made to rotate at some speed, again it is of not higher speed, will be at lesser speeds only, and when the workpiece is rotating, this tool with the tip already been grounded, means grinding operation of the tool will be done, and that will give the shape of, after grinding operation, tool tip should be in the same shape as that of the helical ridge or thread what we are forming there. So that's why they are telling that the tool, the grounded tool to the shape of thread is moved longitudinally with a uniform linear motion, while the workpiece is rotating with a uniform speed. By maintaining an appropriate gear ratio between the spindle on which the workpiece is mounted and that lead screw which enables the tool to move longitudinally at the appropriate linear speed, the screw thread of the required pitch can be cut. Here actually thread cutting has to be done with a more care. As I said, here we will engage the lead screw to move that the tool longitudinally, that is in the Z direction. Here we need to select the proper gear ratio, that is the most important thing. We need to select that proper gear ratio first between the spindle on which the workpiece is mounted, that is between the jaw with that jaw or work holding device which rotates, that is the spindle on which the workpiece is mounted, and the lead screw which enables the tool to move longitudinally. As I said, that lead screw is a one which will be engaged during the thread cutting operation, which makes the tool to move in the Z direction, or you can say it as longitudinally, and which enables the tool to move longitudinally at the appropriate linear speed. Then when you perform that thing clearly, means if you select the proper gear ratio between the spindle on which the workpiece is mounted as well as the lead screw which enables the tool movement, then definitely the screw thread of the required pitch can be cut. The pointed tool is employed to cut the V threads. When the square threads are to be cut, the tool is to be ground to the square end. So in the previous diagram what I have shown, the tool tip was in the shape of V, then definitely V threads will be produced. If you want to produce a square threads on that workpiece, then the tool should be subjected to a grinding operation and should be ground to that square. Tip of the tool should be square if you want to produce square thread. If you want to produce V thread, then definitely the tip of the tool should be V. That is what they have been telling here. This is regarding some of the basic operations of this basic operations on lathe. So taper turning, this we will do in the next class. I think this is sufficient for today's class.